Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, when you're outside in nature, you might be hearing a certain sound. And here to talk about cicadas is naturalist Hayley Williams from Johnny Appleseed. Welcome, Hayley.
Yeah, so you know, it's about that time of the year. The fair's starting next week. School's about back in session. And cicadas were those animals every summer that told me I was just about to go back to school, because they start singing about July, August, and that's when you're going back to school time. So I wanted to talk a little bit about their kind of life cycle, because it is pretty unique in my eyes. So when they're adults, they're really not adults for very long. They're out above ground for about 4 to 6 weeks. They're mating when they're out above ground. The singing is going to be those males trying to attract the females. So once the males mate with the females, they just die off, and that's the end of the males. And then the females are going to lay their eggs. They're going to insert their ovipositor, which is their egg-laying organ. They're going to put that into a tree branch and insert their eggs in there, and then after they lay their eggs, they pretty much die off as well. The eggs are going to be intact for about 6 to 10 weeks, and then those babies are going to come out, and they're just going to drop right into the dirt and burrow into the ground. And then those cicada nymphs are going to live underground for like 2 to 5 years. So most of their life cycle is underground. They're going to be feeding on tree roots and stuff down there. And then when they're ready to emerge, they're going to come out. They're going to climb up a vertical something like a tree or a plant, and then they're going to shed their skin, those things you see sitting on the trees. That's what they're going to shed, and then they'll emerge as an adult cicada, and then they'll just start the cycle all over again. And that's pretty much all there is to being a cicada. They're underground, and then they mate, and then that's the end. It's
amazing, the shell, because you said that this is what they shed, right? When they become an adult, but it's so perfectly formed as their shell, as their bodies.
Yeah, they just kind of break a line down the back and shimmy out of it, and they don't have their wings until they're adults. So when they come out, their big wings emerge, and then you start hearing that singing.
Oh yeah, it's a very familiar sound, I think, and you know, that's your back to school sound.
Yes, it is my back to school sound.
Yeah, exactly. Well, very cool, Hayley. So yeah, so thank you so much for telling us all about the cicadas. You know, they're coming out of the ground, and they're telling us, get back to school.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's what they're doing for us.
All right, well, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, well, don't go away, because we have Barn We Return.